I'm a black guy that wears glasses, which is was pretty terrible growing up, because that meant that I had very limited Halloween costume options. I've been Malcolm X 31 years in a row. And nobody gets my costume. I'm from the Midwest originally, but I've been on the East Coast for the last 10 years. It's a little different. In the Midwest, we're very polite people. You know how, you ever been somewhere so polite in America that you wish that people would shut the hell up? You can tell what you're in for based on airports. When you fly into my hometown of Kansas City, Missouri, and you go up to the lady and you go, "Excuse me, ma'am, what is there to do in Kansas City, Missouri?" This is the reaction you'll get from her. "Oh, welcome to historic Kansas City, Missouri. Where are you here from? You here from New Jersey? Well, I have a cousin. He went to Rutgers. His name is John. Do you know him?" You know him? No, well, no. Well, let me tell you what there is to do in Kansas City. This is the city of fountains. We have more fountains than any city in the world except for Rome. That's right. Do you like art? Go to Nelson Atkins Museum of Art. Yeah, it's free and open to the public. We have everything from European classicism all the way up to Andy Warhol. Do you like barbecue? You like barbecue? Yeah, we have 500,000 different varieties of barbecue here in Kansas City. That's right. If you like the good stuff, listen, my husband Joe, you can't tell him anything, right? He likes that Texas-based stuff. They like that sweet sauce. You can't tell him anything. He's from Amarillo, right? But let me tell you something. Go down to Kenny's house. You go to 12th Street. Make a left at Kenny's house. You ask for the ribs. He smokes the ribs for 5.5 years. Then he puts the ribs on the plate. The plate dissolves. They're the best. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Wait, where are you going? Can I come with you? It's a little different story on the East Coast. I first moved to New York City 10 years ago. I went to the lady at the pretzel stand at LaGuardia Airport. And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, am I in Brooklyn or Queens?" And this was her response. "Get out my face, bitch!" Which was super weird, but what was even weirder than that was that she was Korean. I was like, oh my God. We don't have that back home in Kansas City. A hood Korean pretzel stand worker. This is a new... We got 3 types of people in Kansas City, Missouri. We have blacks, whites, and Mexicans. And if you're from Brazil, you're a Portuguese-speaking Mexican. We don't have any time for a geography lesson. I like living on the East Coast as a Midwesterner because the whole East Coast has the greatest street hustlers in the world. Back home in the Midwest, let me tell you something, we're polite. It's customary that when a stranger attempts to talk to you, you should not just walk right past them. But you have to do that on the East Coast. Have you ever talked to a stranger before? You talked to a stranger for 4 seconds. You bought 6 rap CDs you didn't want. Taking a picture with Elmo. I didn't really want any of this. There's so many hustlers on the East Coast that you could see somebody bleeding from the head and on fire. You're like, I'm not falling for that again. Got me for $15 last week, man. Didn't even put he fed $15. He could put the fire out with a bottle of water. It only costs $1. I know he's hustling. And my favorite is the panhandlers on trains. Like, listen, it's a tough time. And I'm not saying that some people have misfortune, but some of these stories seem like they're not necessarily true. What I'm just saying is sometimes there's a lot of bad luck packed into a very short amount of time. Like, I've seen panhandlers be like, "Excuse me, everybody, I'm sorry to interrupt your morning commute, but my house just burned down 5 minutes ago. I live in a very poor part of town, so I have burglar bars on my windows, which trapped my family inside of a 5-alarm blaze. My family is dead. I have a very smart golden retriever puppy, though, named Sparky. He's very smart and inquisitive. He was able to jiggle the handle on the back door and escape. But as I said before, I live in a very poor neighborhood subject to poor urban planning. My backyard is the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway. Sparky was hit by a Cadillac. Sparky's dead. In my grief from losing my family and my puppy, I became a heroin addict and started injecting straight into the veins. But I accidentally used a needle that was infected with the Ebola virus. I have Ebola. But as I said before, I live in a very poor neighborhood with a high crime rate. I was robbed at gunpoint for my Ebola 3 minutes ago. I no longer have Ebola. I have lost my wife and children. I have lost my puppy, and I have lost the Ebola virus. So what I'm trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is does anybody have any crack cocaine? I've had a tough 5 minutes. Oh, I like politics a lot because the politics are different here. I well, here's one thing I found out as a Midwesterner who moved to the Northeast. I found out that my politics are liberal, but my weekends are conservative. Have any of you guys ever tried to hang out with an ultra-liberal person on a weekend? Oh, it's terrible. Hey, it's Saturday night. What are you guys up to? We're knitting organic cotton shoes for Guatemalan youth who lost their eyes in a dictatorship. It's Tom's Kickstarter, crowdsourcing, organic quinoa, kale, bicycle. Fair trade. It stinks. They're like, Justin, what are you gonna do tonight? I'm like, I'm gonna get drunk. I have no other agenda than that. I'm not helping anybody tonight. I'll be hurting me. That's what I'll be doing. Go to the middle of the country, though. You gotta go to the Midwest and you gotta go to the South. You wanna have some fun on the weekend. Hang out with some redneck conservatives. That's right. This is the only time you'll ever see a black man endorse this in public. Go hang out with redneck conservatives. Because on a Saturday night, it's a much better story. You go, hey, it's Saturday night. What are you guys up to? Hey, man, we're gonna get into a helicopter, drink a fifth of whiskey, and shoot wolves from it. I'm like, oh. That sounds incredible, I think. I voted for Obama twice, but I'll parley with Palin any night. You know, that's a dynamite set of activities that you put together. But I like it here. I like it, it's not always so bad wearing glasses and stuff like that. I just don't like it that it's hip now. You know, like, people wear glasses now that don't have prescription lenses in them. And that makes us mad, because you didn't go through the fire. For instance, I'm a black guy that wears glasses, which means I have to know things. Because if I don't know things, and other black people see me, they get angry. Like, hey man, what's the square root of 9? I don't know. Why you got them glasses on there? You're supposed to be a leader in the community, man. You're supposed to be a leader in the community, man. How you gonna have glasses on and you don't know the square root? I gotta read because I can't see. Do you know? Thanks, you guys have been amazing.